Hi everyone, my name's Cathy. Welcome to my Frugality channel, Skint Living UK. Today is Frugal Friday, so I wanted to talk about what the viewers' comments are on one of my videos. I'm going to talk about the £20 farm video where I went out and bought some Christmas dinner. I think these days the price of everything keeps going up, so we've got to be really vigilant. And I find increasingly so that supermarkets are doing the best, not only by hiking up the prices, but they're doing the best to rip us off even more. This is through my own personal experience as well as the viewers' comments. There's certain supermarkets now where I think, aren't you paying your CEOs enough? Aren't you paying your shareholders enough? Aren't you making the mega profits? This is like during the 1920s when companies and people at the top were making extreme amounts of money and everybody else was struggling beneath them. I had a to-do. Well, I didn't have a to-do, but I had a moon. It's probably a better way of saying it. In Asda, I bought a Christmas pudding. I was at the self-service and there's always a few people there willing to help out staff. And it was a Christmas pudding. And on the shelf, it was priced at £2. And when I went to till and scanned it, it said £2.38. I showed a lady who's working there a photograph and she came over and changed it. And I've been thinking about it a lot. I'm thinking, how many times do they get away with that? Now, I looked it up. I've had a little look on the Consumer Protection Act, for example. And it says the key provisions of the Act are the right to equality, so you shouldn't be discriminated on anything, race, gender, socioeconomic status, anything like that. Information, the customers have the right to receive accurate information about products, services, including prices and quality and safety. Customers are entitled to safe products and services. So part of that remit is we have the right to fair pricing. So they've changed the Consumer Protection Act because years ago, this is in the 80s and 90s, if they displayed a price on the ticket on the shelf, they had to give it to you at that price. So I've looked it up and basically I've been on the government website and it just says to the shops, you must clearly display the total selling price in writing, clearly displayed, easy to read and close to the relevant products, because I often find in supermarkets, especially in the fruit and veggie aisle, especially as they're at the end of aisles where they've got offers on, they'll say apples 99p and then below that sign is say a load of pears and they're £1.50. So people see the big 99p and think that item is 99p when it's not, because they've got the wrong item in the wrong place with the wrong price. So if you're in a rush, you've got kids screaming or your partner talking to you or the music is blaring or it's dead busy, it's very easy for you to make a mistake, isn't it? But that's what they want. They are literally banking on that because they're taking that money home. So I would be wary of what's happened. I used to shop at Morrison's. There used to be a market on Wednesdays in Widnes. It was Cracker Market. They sold all kinds of usual stuff like this that they do a little market. But there were also lots of little second-hand market bits. So they would sell like bits of furniture and clothes and all kinds of stuff. It was great. Dirt cheap, but yeah, it was good. So I used to go quite regularly. And in Widnes, there's a massive Morrison's. I used to love going to Widnes because the people there are lovely. The place is lovely. That little city centre there is just so nice. And I used to pop into the Morrison's there because I don't do a big shop in Morrison's because I think they're really expensive. But I used to like the bakery stuff. They used to do like big crusty round crusty bread. They used to do donuts there, cheap in a packet. I think they were like 50p for it, and you get 5 donuts. I know they're not going to be like that price anymore, and things like that. I noticed what it was when every time I went, because I only bought a few things, and that's why it was so noticeable. The prices on the receipt was right, but the total was always wrong. So if you bought 4 or 5 things, it's easy to spot. But if you're doing a big shop, you've got no chance of spotting that, have you? So this happened to me, I think, about 5 or 6 times. So that was it. Stopped going to Morrison's. Because I just thought, no, because I got fed up, you have to go to customer service and wait in the queue, me. And I'm just like, no, won't be doing that. And now we've got like the likes of Asda. Constantly, they've got till... So if there's an offer, I take a photograph of it now to quicken the process up, because if there's an offer on, I always take a photo of the shelf price on the product. So because otherwise, when you're at the self-service, that poor person's got to trudge across the shop and find it, and then come back and say yeah or no or whatever. And you're standing there and it could be dead busy and you've got the kids screaming or whatever and all that. You don't want the hassle. So I take a photo now, and they tend to go, oh, okay, and change it quickly there and then. But the fact is, at the end of the day, we shouldn't have to be doing that. We shouldn't have to be saying to them, look, what's going on here? And it's obviously not the staff fault, because I'd never snarl at the staff, because it's not their fault, is it? So, yeah, another shop I found as well. Iceland do a few markdowns, not many, but there is some. It's usually by the milk. There's always like some trays with a reduced price, or sometimes the veggies, like a lettuce or something like that, a bag of carrots, it's just dotted amongst the vegetables, are reduced. So when you bring them to till, you've got to leave it up with the big label on and show them, because I reckon 9 times out of 10 that I've been to Iceland and got reduced stuff, they haven't charged the reduced price. And again, if you've got a big shop and you've got, say, 2 or 3 things reduced, you're not going to notice till you've got home. And I'm just like... And I know it's not the people who are actually working there it's fault. It's sort of like company policy, isn't it? Because if that label says reduced to... that's just scam at that price. But there's always a to-do over it. So it's a bit like... so it's a bit hit and miss. There was a lady... Francophile, her name's Kathy as well. So she went shopping, got some early morning markdowns, and didn't check the receipt until she got home. And then one item, when she did check, was overcharged. Because it was out of the way, it wasn't worth the petrol to go back to get that money sorted. And again, they're literally banking on that. So if you're going to go to self-service, please know what the prices of your things are. I know it's a lot to ask, but even if it's just you take photos of your offer with your phone of the offers that they have, do that, so that at least those few items that are on offer, you can say, quickly show them with your phone and go, look, this is this price, and So yeah, so I'm disappointed in the Consumer Protection Act being changed. I don't know when that happened, but basically they're literally cashing in on people's busyness, people's lack of checking. But it shouldn't be down to us to be vigilant. It should be down to them to be ethical. I know they're not ethical, but there you go. So I just wanted to mention a few comments about me home now, and I've no prattled on for about a good 9 minutes here. Lovely Sue Green. Hello, Sue. She says she makes the staff go and check the shelf. Yeah. But it depends. Are you in a hurry? Are you prepared to let them do that? Or are you going to dig your feet in and go, yeah, you go check? Because I've done that in the past. I go, yeah, you go check. Kathy Barnett, she says she loves finding money forgotten about. Yeah, it was just a surprise. I was going through my drawers, I was trying to declutter, and I found a £20 note, so I was like, yay! And I thought, yeah, Christmas dinner. Lovely Kirsty at the Channel Hearts Humble Homestead, she says, it's lovely to be prepared. You will be able to enjoy the festive season without worrying about paying for the Christmas meal. And Devane, I think you got a great deal. That would cost about $100 in New Zealand. Oh dear. I know New Zealand and Australia and America, their prices are through the roofs because the tariffs are hitting hard. It's sort of like their version of Brexit, isn't it? It's just like, but it's spiralling. It's just getting out of control now. Hev2519, good idea to spend £20 on Christmas dinner. That will remove the stress for you. Yes, certainly has, because it's just like one big meal out my life. Kilman2777, and he's got lots of numbers, says great shop. We always have chicken too, and pigs and blankets, stuffing, mashed potatoes, yeah, and veg, yum. Again, I always say that yum on the end of mine. And Irvin, as to do miss prices all the time, people are in a hurry and don't question it. Yeah, as I said, they're literally banking on us not checking. Greedy, robbing, thieving. Yeah. Judy Teen, she said you did really well and she's subscribed. Thank you, honey. Alana Williams, she said love watching this video. Thank you both. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Lovely kids and grandkids. She makes comments on my videos all the time. I just think you're marvellous, honey. Thank you. But she did make an astute point. She says it's about time these supermarkets were held accountable for their frequent mistakes. Was that a mistake? Because it's always in their favour, isn't it? Me being a cynic. But if they were fined, it would be us paying the fine because they would pass on the cost by price increases. So it's up to us to be vigilant. She's right. And she says, I don't know about retail therapy. She says it should be called retail robbery. Because it is. They're misleading people. So I looked up about misleading people, and apparently you can complain to the trading standards, or you can mention that to them. And the CMA, the Competition and Markets Authority, that stands for. But I think it's easy to remember trading standards. So if they refuse, you need to mention the Consumer Protection Act and say you have a right to see fair price and it's misleading, and it's a trading standards matter that you are constantly advertising stuff at a certain price and are not giving the customers that price. So there you go. I just wanted to give you a few tips on a positive note on the way out. Gillian Phillipson said, Heron, if you have the shop Heron near you, they do a £15 Christmas package. That sounds good. Tanya Alum said, if you don't like parsnips or you're not fussed on parsnips, put them in your mash. Jane Pennock says she was lucky this week because she does the bread and butter thing. Please look that up. It's a great app where you get reduced price food from the bread and butter thing. They get the food directly from the shops and sell it onto you at a really, really reduced price. My nearest one's miles away, and she said she was made up because this week she got bacon and sausages. So she threw them in the freezer and she's going to use them for pigs and blankets at Christmas. And last but no means least, lovely Jan Halliwell. She says she makes posh stuffing herself. She uses the stuffing mix that you get in a packet, like I bought. But she squeezes a couple of sausages, puts the sausage meat in, and then rolls them up into balls. So she makes her own posh stuffing with a couple of sausages and the mix. That's nice and easy to remember, isn't it? So, and a little tip from me, look out at Christmas week because all the supermarkets do the cheapy veg because they've fleeced us all year and they very kindly give us cheapy veg like carrots, potatoes, parsnips for that few days just before Christmas. So, how benevolent of them. So let me know if you've got any gripes, any complaints, or even better, any tips that I can pass on next week. Have a lovely weekend. It's been great reading all the comments, lots and lots of comments. Thank you to all the lovely new subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you haven't checked it out, check out I went shopping with a tenner video. I had kids and grandkids say it was like a Mary Poppins bag because I kept pulling stuff out that had been reduced twice. Oh dear. So I hope to see you soon. Please like, share and subscribe, and bye for now.